your hands in the air, it's
Dr. Do, Dr. Do.
mixing sodas with the beer, it's
Dr. Do, Dr. Do.
so why don't everybody cheer it?
Dr. Do, Dr. Do.
This is the one right here,
Throw
yo.
your hands in the air, it's
Dr. Do, Dr. Do.
mixing sodas with the beer, it's
Dr. Do, Dr.
so
Do.
why don't everybody cheer it?
Dr. Do, Dr. Do.
This is the one right here, yo.
You got
What is y'all, your social media platform artist and the host of the great YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dr. Do here, everyone. How are we on this wonderful Sunday noon right here, y'all? Today's video, I want to talk to you about military right here, y'all. We're going to do a military video about the war right now in Russia against Ukraine and the situation we are seeing with soldiers that are coming to Russia, aiding the Russian army. You know, the North Koreans. I want to talk to you guys about the North Korean forces and their situation in Russia. Because when the North Korean army came to Russia a couple weeks ago, and by the order by the North Korean president, Kim Jong-un, the man who's running the whole entire communist nation throughout North Korea, who is neighboring both Russia, China, and South Korea. We need to talk about the situation that the North Korean military forces have been having problems with ever since they fought in their first battle against the Ukrainian forces, and how the situation we are now seeing their true colors and what the North Korean military had not been telling us for the past decades. Before we get started, if you guys new to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel, alright y'all? Hit notification down below, comment down below anything what you guys think about the video I'm telling you about my opinions on this story right here. And also, you guys want Dr. Do merch? Go to Content Bureau, alright y'all? These sell drinkwares, shirts, hoodie, jackets, and hats. And also coming up, y'all, we got in a week or couple more days or a week, a new merch from Dr. Do community is going to be released very soon, alright y'all? Be sure to get ready, alright? Also, you guys want Dr. Do, you guys want hydration and energy drink powders for you guys, so that way you can go through the whole day to workouts, and gyms and schools. Well, go to Beat Chart and you guys Dr. Do hydration and energy powder, so that way you can bring with you on to go, so in case you need something to get you hydrated or energy to go through the whole day. So without further ado, let's get this started. You see, back in 2022, just almost 3 years ago, when Russia sent their forces around 200,000 to Ukraine to overthrow the Ukrainian president Zelensky back in 2022 in order to stabilize or establish the pro-Russian government in Ukraine. But however, led by Vladimir Putin, who tend to make Ukraine pro-Russian at that time. But then, for the past couple months after the launch by Putin, they were not doing good for Russia at all during the past 3 years of fighting the Ukrainian forces. We had seen a lot of casualties and numbers of men from the Russian side that lost their lives. So far, over 500,000 Russian men and servicemen died in the war against the Ukrainian army. This was embarrassing. And also, another problem for Russia is that they're starting to lose more of their forced men in the battle every day, losing 1,000 men a day or an hour. And so what he do? He had his best friend and also an ally to the former Soviet Union, North Korea, under Kim Jong-un. Vladimir Putin had basically asking Kim to send like 12,000 soldiers from North Korea to Russia in order for them to force the Ukrainian army out of the Russian territory known as Kursk, which is still under Ukrainian occupation. Well, looked like Russia lost a territory from the Ukrainians, and the Russians took territory from the Ukrainians. This what happened when you try to take over somebody's territory right there. And so, Russia losing Kursk is very, very devastating for him. And so, he had no choice but to ask for some help from North Korea for some military aid and military soldiers. And Kim Jong-un is like, sure, I will give you these guys, alright? These guys are one of the most powerful and one of the most trained soldiers I have in my arsenal, in my military. This will be a regrettable thing that Kim Jong-un had sent to Russia. Because when the North Korean army came to Russia, they never had things that what Russian military has, or the thing that Western nation has what North Korea don't have: it internet, food, weaponry, all of that stuff. North Korean military forces that were sent to Russia never experienced things they never had in North Korea. You have to remember, North Korea is an isolated communist nation, very, very strict in their nation, because the Kim family have been ruling over the whole entire North Korean nation since 1949, when Kim Il-sung took power back in 1949. And also, another problem for North Korea is that for their military, they had never ever experienced any combat before in North Korea since the Korean War, which devastated North Korean forces against the UN forces, with a big, huge marking on North Korean officials. They never forgive the United States or its allies at all to this day. That's one of the reasons why it remained isolated for a really long time. And also, for that, the Kim family has remained in power for like more than 60 years since they came in power, since they took over North Korea. When Kim Jong-un sent his forces of 12,000 North Korean soldiers into combat, it was bad for them because they don't look like the professional army that with North Korea have been showing their people in the military marches or their TV propaganda at all. They never look like that. Instead, they look more skinnier and not well prepared or well trained at all. When they in a couple weeks later, they were also account of North Korea never seen an internet or a Wi-Fi or a phone before in their whole entire life. They never know how to use the internet before too. When they started using the internet, many people say they were using it for adult things right there. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, y'all. So, anyways, like I said, North Korean military were not really trained and prepared for combat at all. Because everything you see from North Korea military propaganda show and TV news headlines, they see as strong, muscular soldiers that are trained for any combat what they are prepared to do, ready to prepare to defend North Korea. Which is the only thing they are capable of doing is train to defend North Korea, not fighting in the front lines like the Russian military have been for the past 3 years, which was a big concern to the concern in the Russians and North Korean military. The main problem is when they launched their forces, when North Korea launched their forces against the Russian forces in Kursk, they were annihilated, man. They were annihilated by the Ukrainian firepower in the Kursk region. They lost 1,000 North Korean men in one day. In one day, 1,000 North Koreans were killed in battle. It was devastation to the North Korean military force. They never experienced something like that before at all. They've never seen modern day equipment modern day tanks, modern day weaponry at all. Because North Korean military have been using old weaponry from the Soviet era years. Alright? From the Chinese weaponry, from the old Cold War weaponry. They're using old T-72 tanks or T-60 tanks in their military to this day. But said they're putting modern day equipment on the old Western tanks they have in their arsenal. That was good. And also, when you think about military when it comes to military under dictatorship, not all military under dictatorship are considered the most powerful, dominant military force on the planet. We have seen a lot of accounts about dictators and their military power. They say they are more powerful than their registered enemies all their life. Look what happened with Idi Amin when his forces were destroyed by another African nation back in 1979, which forced him to flee Uganda. And also left his own forces under no leadership at all. This dictator was a coward because he had no experience in military combat with another nation. Amin was a former dictator of Uganda. Like, you guys know who he is. And also the one who was responsible for the lives of 300,000 Uganda men and women and children under his rule. And then you got Saddam Hussein. When he took power back in 1979, he told the whole entire Western powers that his military is now the most dominant military in the Middle East. Iraq back then was ranked the fourth most powerful nation in the world, just behind the US, United States, China, and Soviet Union. But unfortunately, back in 1991, when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, the U.S. and a coalition launched a massive operation known as Desert Storm, which unfortunately reveals that Saddam's military were not really well trained or prepared for combat against the Western forces, because they too had been using T-72 tanks, which at that time were obsolete. And all they were against tanks such as the Abrams tank and the might of the coalition military force, which eventually ended Iraqi fate and occupation of Kuwait. And then you got another military that was also had problems. Remember back in 2021 when Afghanistan military were on their own against the Taliban forces, which Taliban back at that time were smaller than the Afghanistan army. Well, look what happened when the Afghanistan leadership failed to stop the Taliban of taking over Afghanistan in 2021. And look what happened. The Taliban took over the whole entire nation, and they still remain in power to this day, hurting women and children, which is not right for the Taliban to do something like that. We should have not withdrawn from Afghanistan in the first place. We would have prevented that from ever happening. And also now with Russia and North Korean military, we are seeing they are not really well trained and well equipped against Western weaponry and all the training by the Ukrainian forces. Yeah, this is embarrassing for both nations. I bet China is pretty much like, it is so embarrassing to be allies with North Korea and Russia right now. China doesn't want to be involved in no war. I'm glad they're not planning on going to war, taking over Taiwan at all. When they captured 2 North Korean soldiers a couple days ago, North Korean soldiers told the Ukrainian officials that they don't know where they are. They were told they were on a military exercise during the North Korean being transported to Russia. I thought they were training with with the Russian military. They were saying, which makes a lot of sense because most of the North Korean forces doesn't know what are they doing and why are they here in Russia. That make a lot of sense why the North Koreans are bad at letting their military forces know of what they're going, because if they don't know what they're doing and what they are doing, what are they preparing for, you are making your men look like fools in front of the enemy's eyes. This is a problem for the North Koreans and Russian forces, and now you're seeing both forces mixing together in groups of both North Koreans and Russians, and it's hard for them to understand each other. One speaking Korean and one speaking Russian. But most of the officials don't know how to speak both languages, which is another key problem for the North Korean military and Russian military. And also, each time they were attempt to try to take back Kursk or other territory, they get barred down by rapid fire machine guns, Russian tank exploding in front of your eyes, guns that would make more firepower than the old Russian weaponry that the North Koreans and Russian forces are using right now. This is not a good sign for neither allies. This will get worse and worse. I bet Kim Jong-un is going to send another 12,000 to Russia to fight, send more aid to Russia, and Putin is going to be losing more of his grip and his power very soon. And also, he's wanting to know that he is refusing to let go of Kursk, no matter what. If you can't let go of it, this is what happens. Because if you try to look at it this way, if the war goes to end, if the war treaty going to be like Russia take the territory that was under occupation, then you had to give the territory that is under Ukrainian occupation to them, because they have your territory and you have theirs. They can let go of Kursk region, and you guys can let go of the Crimean territories as well. Well, why not just give the Kursk region to Ukraine, and you guys can have the Crimean territory? Would that be fair? I don't think so. If you guys don't want nobody to take Kursk region, then you might as well give up the territory in Crimea. This is not your land at all. You guys think the Russians think their Crimea is their land because it considers Crimea as a holy land or something to Russia. If it weren't for Catherine the Great, who told the Russian people that Crimea is a symbol of our hope and land in our empire. I mean, Catherine the Great is the reason why Russia is so upset with Crimea. I mean, a lot. You can tell for certain reasons. But I don't think this war will go on forever, because I bet this year or next year, the war is going to end between those years, 2025 or 2026. I just hope that Russia should learn their lesson of what happens when they are fighting against a well-trained and also well-equipped military force with Western weaponry that can obliterate old Soviet-era weaponry, including tanks, man. Yeah, Russia has lost a lot of tanks nowadays. They lost like a total of 5,000 Russian tanks, and they pretty soon going to run out eventually. Alright, y'all? I know that certainly that Putin would not have enough power or enough support to continue the war at all. This needs to end pretty soon. Alright, y'all? You guys think Trump is going to end this war, y'all? Let me know down in the comments, alright? Thank you so much for watching this video, alright? I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night as well. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel, hit notification down below, comment down below and see what you guys think about my opinion about this war right here. And I'll see you guys next time, alright y'all? Peace out.